What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Caught Intuitive / For the Poor. I don't know if you're joining me on YouTube or if you're joining me on my podcast, but welcome. Today is Thursday, the 5th of February, 2026. Happy Black History Month. Immediately. Okay. Very excited. Very excited to just celebrate the Black excellence of our people, my people, the people, and also not taking, not ignoring the fact that we have been absolutely warning humanity for a million kajillion years about what's taking place right now and what's kind of unfolding in the for the general public, with this whole, pedophile ring and all these things, it's shit. Everybody's acting really shocked. Everybody keeps talking about Nazi Germany. Everybody keeps talking about oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't, meanwhile, Black Americans are okay, yeah, but they ate people. Okay. They threw our babies into the swamps as gator chow. They cut babies out of pregnant women, enslaved women. They raped our women. They raped our children. They cut male appendages off of our men as they hung. Set fire to our people. So, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad to see so many people just now gain consciousness about real fucking shit that's been happening. And I'm angry more than any other emotion. I feel it is anger. I feel angry that Black Americans have suffered at the hands of this type of shit for so fucking long, generationally. And nobody gives a fuck until it's white people. And that is fucked up. That's super fucking frustrating. And I don't blame a single Black person on this day that decides to fucking lay back, drink their drinks, have their teas, have their ceremonies, hang with their friends, watch movies, go to the park with their children, and mind their own fucking business. Because the reality is that we've been told your ass. We've been told your asses, and ain't nobody want to listen. And now look. And on top of that, on top of it all, people still have the audacity to make parallels to Nazi Germany, which is fucking crazy. Because the reality, and I'm more so talking about the ICE stuff, right? People are more interested in talking about Nazi Germany and the parallels between America and that than the American South and what we are seeing here happening, unfolding now in real time with ICE, with Epstein, with fucking Trump. It doesn't fucking matter. The list goes on and on and on. The rabbit hole is deep. And many people who have never subscribed to white supremacy already knew this shit. So I'm really grateful on one hand, right? As a spiritual person, if you will, I guess. As a person, there is part of me that is grateful that it is becoming more mainstream. This knowledge is becoming more mainstream, more accessible. People are talking about it. It is real, right? It has been brought into our conversations, our daily conversations, and our daily forefront knowledge, right? But at the same time, motherfucker, why did it take so long? Why were you so content with being asleep? Why? Because you benefited from your slumber. And that is that. So I'm fucking annoyed. On this Thursday. However, I am also very excited to be here in the podcast, in the YouTubes, for as long as I may be, to tap in, to talk, to pull cards, shuffle, see what's going on. In one of my last podcasts, I spoke about draconian energy. I do not even remember exactly what I said. I just remember that I spoke about it. I would recommend going back and listening to my messages that I've left, months ago even, because I've been talking about these things and these shifts and, really not trusting just anybody out here for a while. And I've been, a lot of the things that I would post and stuff are like on my stories, like never to be seen again. And now I regret that. So I need to start like really documenting the shit that I say. But only a few, maybe 7-ish months ago, I want to say, was I talking about the need for us to protect ourselves and to really know the people that are in our circles, to really heavily disengage with socials, to the extent of like, the AI and like all of these things happening, because so much of what is coming up and coming through is unhuman and designed to not bring us any awareness, anything actually real or tangible that we can focus on or actually aim at. It's been the conversation. It's been the conversation for a long time. I actually want to say really quick before I jump into tarot and all that, I've also, since 14, 15 years old, have been talking about these evil energies that control our society. And I was never believed, of course. And I was seen as like, oh, you have a very overactive imagination and you watch too much of The Matrix and, things like that. And I have to say, for those like me, and you know what I'm talking about when I say that, for those like me, bitch, we are not sitting here like, oh my God, right? Oh my God. We are sitting here like fucking finally, fucking confirmed, validated, upright in ourselves, feeling like, okay, pushing our shoulders back. All right, I'm a talk. I'm a really talk now. Since we all going down this motherfucking rabbit hole together, I'm a really stand on my shit. Okay. So because of that, and let me take a little sippy sip of my fucking Celsius. Crows are crowing. I don't know if my microphone started picking up. It's a little far away. But because of this, I have decided to pull today from the Pleiadian Oracle, the Crow Tarot, okay, because I haven't used that in a while, honestly, and the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle, okay. I felt really called to utilizing, and I might pull from the Southern Gothic as well. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not totally sure. I kind of wanted to give, like the ancestors some room, you know what I'm saying? Some room to speak on it if they choose. Wisdom of the elders. I'm talking about like, ascended masters, elevated wisdom, things that are from something maybe a little more than just human, right? Excuse me. Okay. So this is going to be kind of loosey-goosey, as it is always with me, because I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't give a fuck about formalities. We're just tapping into the energy, okay? We're just tapping into the energy. What do we need to know? And going from there and having that conversation from there. Oh, let me say really quick, you guys, too, like Imbolc just passed. I don't know if you celebrated. We also had the full moon in Leo on the 1st, which was a Sunday, which was not, just talk about alignment. We have my birthday coming up on the 12th, honey. Then we have Valentine's Day, of course, on the 14th. That's a Saturday. And then you guys, guess what? On the 17th, we have Mardi Gras, Lunar New Year, a solar eclipse in an Aquarius new moon. Okay. So definitely that's a Tuesday the 17th. Definitely mark your calendars, make some plans, show up, show out, especially for the Black Americans that listen to any of my things, any of the things that they follow, like that is for you. Take from it what you need. Absolutely. And stay safe. And then we have, I'm looking at my calendar. We have on the 26th, can I read my handwriting? Yes. So on the 26th, we have Mercury retrograde. So from probably, I would say the 22nd or so, we'll be in that shadow period, or really just kind of gearing up, maybe even like as early as the 20th. I really don't know how those shadow periods work, but it is something to pay attention to and take into account. I want to say too, one goddess that has come up for me personally, and I love to share certain aspects of my practice with everybody because I think that, you know, I'm a part of the collective, so I should be talking to the collective. Hello. So one goddess that really came up to me and made herself known to me is Hathor this month. So if you want to work with Hathor, if you already do have gotten away from her, or you work with her all the time, this is just that confirmation, like she is here, she is with you. And really just kind of falling into her energy, learning more about her, erecting a altar for her, right? Which is something I actually need to do today. I actually might do it tomorrow though, because it's Friday, Venus Day, babe. Anyway, so I just wanted to shout out Hathor, for her love and guidance and, sovereignty, is that the word? And just being so grateful that we have these ascended masters. We have these things to tap into. We have these tools. We have our ancestors. We have the code, right? We have the map. All right. All we got to do is fucking use it. Wake up, do the work. Come on. We need you. So, hey, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. Actually, I haven't shuffled them. I really just kind of pulled everything out and was like, I got to do this. Baby girl started school. So I'm like even more busy. I'm a mother for those that don't know. You know, I'm a wife. I got things, right? I got blessings to maintain and grow. And so with that, the podcast space and the YouTube space are those things for me too. Those are blessings. But you know, school is also a blessing. Education is a blessing. Having access to it is a blessing. So, you know, I got a lot of things that I got to water. So, my goal is to not miss. Okay, we've been getting dolphin play this whole time, like on the bottom of the deck. It just keeps going and going. That's interesting to me. Okay. Okay, it's starting to get a little tighter. Okay, one more little shuffle and then we'll start. Okay, Spirit, I want to call in my guides, your guides, those who are listening, those who are in alignment, those who are seeking answers, those who are tapping into higher consciousness and trying to dip into the rivers of heaven and be fed from those and be fed, honey, be fed, be nurtured, nourished from the springs of heaven. For whatever reason that's coming through. I don't even know why. I'm just seeing like such a celestial body of like a river, just a river of peace, a sparkling, shining river of contentment, of joy, of promise, of comfort, of illumination, of clarity, of sound judgment, sound mind, sound body, sound energy. I see us all gathering at this river, and I see us sitting in awe of it, but also in awe of each other, healing each other, brushing each other's hair, helping each other get the back, right? I see us coming together at this river. And what this was going to be just a prayer of opening us up, but we are here. We're all here at this river together, ready to understand, ready to gain more insight. And not just insight on the evil, because that's not what we need to be focusing on. Not necessarily. Of course, we don't want to be, never would Spirit want us to be in the dark, right? Never would Spirit want us to hand over our ability to think critically. However, there is so much emphasis on the ability to have joy as resistance. And this is something that I talked about last week. I want to say, but certainly something that I'm talking and preaching about within my own home, for my own family, just to kind of keep the energy up, right? Because that is the greatest weapon, is our energy and what we do with it, how we keep it pure, how we keep it clean. I'm going to go ahead and spray. I actually made some Florida water, I'm going to cover my drink. I made Florida water a couple weeks ago. after like the first of the year. And I've been using it like crazy, and it just smells like, it reminds me honestly of iced tea. Anyway, yeah, you guys, I just want to ground our energy into that river, ground our energy at the bank of that river. We're sitting here together hand in hand. We're meeting in this secret, sacred space together, and we're going to have this conversation. And with us meeting here, arising from this river is wisdom. Okay. And that wisdom is coming through these cards here today. I trust that. I believe in that deeply. And it's coming through the elders, through animal guides, and through extraterrestrial spirits, because baby, we're here. We've arrived. Okay. 9:55 on the clock. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle with the Pleiadian Oracle deck. Great Spirit. Ooh, it's a doozy out here for all of us, but it doesn't have to be. Guide us, show us, reveal to us what we must know as a collective. Ooh. This one's kind of sticking out. Cosmic unity, you guys. And we have sacred union at the bottom of the deck. There's no mistake there. What was I saying? I was talking about elevation, 44. Okay. I was talking about elevation. I was talking about the rising of our energy, the rising of our spirit, right? And us coming together. That is like the paramount. That is, I don't even know, the paramount. It's paramount. Girl, I need a thesaurus immediately. A thesaurus and a dictionary. I'm going to keep it right here on my side so that I could be like, look at me. Hold on. Wait, let me make sure I'm using the right damn words for things. Because I just be saying stuff. Okay. Metatron, I think is how you pronounce his name. That's an angel. Metatron. Not Metatron. Metatron. Isn't it? It's a cube. He's very healing. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's through song, through dance, through sweetness, okay, through music. What are we listening to? What are we consuming? We need to be very clear about our intentions behind the things that we take in. We have to have really, really good boundaries with that. I know we've all talked about it and we've all acknowledged that we need that and have maybe brought it to light in some other areas of our lives, but there's even a deeper emphasis on it because, okay, Spirit's telling me there's this conversation that needs to happen. And Spirit's like, I can't talk to you if you're boggled up and bound up in the shit, right? I cannot speak. Everything will be distorted. That's the word, distortion, right? And it's distortion on purpose, right? And we see this happening in the social medias, right? Look, I will talk like a whole 80-year-old. I don't give a fuck. We see it in the socials. We see it online everywhere where we are getting this distorted news, right? So that we can't tell what's real, what's not, what do we discard, what do we keep, what do we believe, what do we talk about, whatever, right? Spirit says, fuck it. Spirit says, fuck it. Okay. We right now need to come together. We need to what's the word? Excuse me if that was loud. We need to ground it out. Clear the mind, clear the energy. That's what we need to be focused on is that clearing, right? Clearing for each other. So we're praying over each other. We're going to our altar spaces for each other. We're coming up to bat on a spiritual level for each other, right? It's almost, okay, Spirit's showing me when a congregation, look, if you don't go to church, that's okay. And neither do I. I'm not about that life at all. However, Spirit does show me things in pictures and photographs and energy like that. So Spirit is showing me people at the church, right? And you're sitting in the pew and you got this, the pastor will say, all right, everybody turn to the person to the left of you and greet them, right? And you turn to the person to the left of you and you're like, hey girl, and you don't even know them, right? That's the energy of this, right? Turn to the person to the left of you. That way everybody's covered, And so that's why, like, you're not just going to your altar space for you in your house. You are going for the whole, for the collective. We are praying for each other. We are putting hands on each other in a blessed and holy way. And hey, you gotta swing, hey, I'm not there. You gotta lose your discernment there. But what it really is we are laying hands, the laying of hands on each other. And I know that right now we're dealing with a lot of religious trauma. We're dealing with a lot of Christianity being real real funky, real funkadocious, okay? Funkalicious. And I'm not talking about, and I don't want to get any lines crossed here. I am not Christian. I do not recommend. Did it? Don't recommend. However, I respect everybody's beliefs here, okay? And I absolutely subscribe deeply and heavily and much heavily subscribe to hoodoo and heavily subscribe to ascended masters, okay? So I look at Christ as such. I look at the story of Jesus as such, as an ascended master, the story of an ascended master, much like Buddha and so on and so forth. Muhammad, go on and go on. So don't think like, oh, and we're also wanting to pray for protection over each other, very much so. I'm getting this, like, there's like these little orbs everywhere, right? And I really feel it's showing me like the evil eye and how much of it has been laid on each other. That wasn't even supposed to be, okay, so that's the distortion, right? That's a part of the distortion, Spirit says, like, is that, and I think we all know this, right? And now this is just that confirmation of like, yes, you have been told to hate each other for a long time. And that is the evil eye coming to life right there. And it's a curse. It's a curse. And the only way to lift that curse is to resist that curse. And the only way that we resist that curse is to join in together and basically creating a fucking sacred circle. We're creating a sacred circle. We're creating a circle as the circle of protection over each other, over our energy. But it's not lost on me. Like I said, that sacred union was at the bottom of this deck. This is us coming together, walking the line together, going into our next, you guys on the podcast can't see this, but it's this couple, it's depicted by a couple walking down, heterosexual, but who gives a fuck? I'm not, but it's, I think the conjoining of masculine and feminine, right, is more so the story here, but they're walking this straight line. They're walking this road together, this path together, arm in arm, right? Covering each other, walking into the unknown, walking into the next step, right? But they know that with each other, it's good. It's Gucci, man. With each other, we can do this shit, but we cannot absolutely not do this by ourselves. Okay. So we gotta, sorry. I'm just taking a look at this again. Yeah. Let me go ahead. With this cosmic unity, Spirit, I want to ask, what should we be setting intention for? Because it's one thing to say, like, oh, just unify, right? But like, how do we just unify? How do we just let bygones be bygones? Because that's what I was thinking of. Because I was like, because we have a lot of people, let me say, we got a lot of Trump supporters waking up and being like, oh my God, I was wrong, right? And a lot of people are like, too late, right? Too late. So I'm not, of the mind currently, I could change, but currently I'm not of the mind of letting these people slide. You know what I mean? I'm like, y'all got work to do before you can even come up on this motherfucking bus. Okay. However, in the spirit of cosmic unity, in the spirit of they've been programmed, in the spirit of evil eye, in the spirit of all of that, right? Because we're talking about what is the word? Not evolution, elevation. We're talking about elevation. And if I'm coming at this from an elevated space, again, my opinion, really, but like if I'm coming at this from an elevated space, then what would be the characteristics of that? They would be forgiveness, maybe, or compassion, or understanding, right? At the same time, boundaries are also a part of elevation. Knowing what can come, what cannot, and that's a fact. So in the spirit of all that, Spirit, I would like to ask, where do we begin with unity? Because it's not just like, oh, okay, we pulled the masks off and we pulled the, the blindfolds off and now everybody can go because everybody can see, because that's not necessarily true. And in the spirit of cosmic unity, if I'm going to do this right, I got to know that we are safe. I got to know that we are protected. So Spirit, how would you It can't just go from one end to the other, right? There's some steps in between. Spirit, identify for us what those steps are. What's the first step? Quantum heart. Okay. Quantum heart, boo. That's number 3. I'm going to go ahead. It is not. Okay. Let me also really quick podcast. You can't see this, but I'm going to talk about the fact that like all of these, every single one of these is taking place in space. It's showing a lot of disconnection from Earth. These cards, and like, yeah, it's the Pleiadian Oracle, but not every card. There are many cards on this deck that showcase pictures of like places on Earth. The fact that these are in space tells me something. There's a message there. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it does feel, like, okay, it feels more like spirit is like, you open up, I come, right? You ready yourself and I will be there. It feels like divine intervention. Okay. Oh, hang on. I gotta do this now. I'm shifting to wisdom of elders because that feels good and right. Now, let me go ahead and shuffle these in a way that's not for anything other than to shuffle the cards because I haven't used these in a minute. So this is the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle. It's by Sean Leonard. And the artwork is by Tracy Metallic and Aaron Gugu. Okay. All right, you guys. So, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to keep shuffling. Quantum Heart Spirit. What is this divine intervention? Ooh, that came. Oh, baby. It's the eagle and it's love. Number 4. We got 3, 4, 4, 4 here. Yeah. That's how the divine moves. And I know we hear this all the time, you guys, but this is real. Let this confirm that for you. Let this confirm that. This shit is spiritual. If you at this day, if you are at this point in the fucking plot, at the book, and you still think that this shit is just between humans, you got it fucked. It's between all living beings. Ever. Okay? All living beings. Spirit. We got the love. We got eagle here. Love. That's also a direction. And if I'm not, I want to say eagle is north. I'm not 100% sure. Let's go ahead and read. We're going to go ahead and bust this open. I'm sorry for saying it like that. And I'm sorry for laughing. I'm so immature. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read love, you guys. Okay, now tune in. It's on page 22, which also is not lost on me with the sacred union, honey. Yeah. And you know what? Actually, Spirit's bringing me back to when I was talking really quick and then I'll jump in. But back to the first conversation that we had when we first opened this all up. I was talking about Mercury retrograde, shadow. Okay. Shadow period. And I said that it was Sunday, the 22nd. And I'm not 100% sure of that. That's not a certainty, but it is the last Sunday of February, with the first Sunday being full moon in Leo. And for whatever fucking reason, you guys, I do feel that there is something on the 22nd to pay attention to. Whether it's like you're setting intention for your Mercury retrograde, there's things that you want to unlearn, things that you want to apply love to, right? If we're listening to what Spirit is saying, the fact that we got cosmic unity, quantum heart, and love, that is not a fucking mistake. Spirit is here. And I don't care how crazy I am sounding at this point. I don't care how crazy I am either, because I'm not. Anyway, 22 is that feels significant. That feels very significant. That's also a portal, I believe. That's 222 for, February. It's the 22nd year. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. Damn it. So anyway, look at the 22nd, set intention for the 22nd. That would be right after, only a few days after, 4 days, it looks like, from the Lunar New Year and solar eclipse and Aquarius new moon and all of that. Okay. So definitely keep your eye on the 22nd. Anyway, of February. Anyway. All right. Eagle, love. To feel and experience true love is to know the Creator, and only by loving oneself can one express love for the Great Spirit. Okay? It is through self-love that we can fully experience love for others. Okay, so that's like number one, y'all. If you're taking notes, number one, self-love. Clearing of your own energy, clearing of your own stagnation is the word that wants to come through. Okay, clearing of your own opinions of yourself. Okay. It is impossible to, okay, I said that, but I'm going to say it again because apparently I'm supposed to. It is impossible to experience true love without loving ourselves first. It is impossible. Okay. Eagle was chosen by the Creator to represent this teaching within the seven sacred grandfather teachings. Eagle can fly higher than any other creature and is able, that's also about that, evolution, why do I keep wanting to say evolution? Maybe that's what we're doing, you guys. I mean, we're evolving as a people. This is evolution, but elevation, right? Eagle was chosen by the Creator to represent this teaching within the seven sacred grandfather teachings. Eagle can fly higher than any other creature and is able to connect most easily to the Creator. That's that line that I was talking about, that line of conversation between spirit and us. In this way, Eagle can provide the purest vision to the seeker of the divine love that the Great Spirit has for all of us. It is through the sacredness of love that all things are possible, and by fully loving ourselves, we can more closely connect to the divine. Love is the most undeniable force in the universe. And it is through this gift that we can grasp the unknowable. As humans, we may not fully understand the Creator's plan for us or the path laid ahead of us in this life. But this is giving that sacred union card. But it is through love that we can truly know this universal truth. If you have drawn this card today, it ushers in a time for a deeper understanding of unconditional love, a greater sense of self-love, or it may indicate a new or deepening romantic, familial, or platonic connection. Remember, only as you deepen your own love of self can you engage in the bounty that life has to offer and fully express love for others. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle one more from this deck. Maybe actually three more, which I know sounds crazy, but since we have one of many here, the directions here, a directional, I feel that I want to shuffle a little bit more. Are there any remaining messages here, Spirit? Ooh, okay. Oh, and we got, oh my God. We have winter, the elders, okay? And then, y'all, we got star people, universal knowledge, okay? Oh, and at the bottom of the deck, and then it's closed off, right? We got this at the bottom of the deck, breath and mindfulness, air. So we've got ourselves a element, which we are in an air sign right now, shout out, Aquarius. We've got ourselves a season, winter, which we are also in winter. Okay. That's the season of the elders. And we've got ourselves a sacred animal here, which is the eagle. Okay. Love. Okay. That's our four. And then star people, universal knowledge. Y'all want to hear about star people? Because I do. Let's go ahead. Let's jump in. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. 38. Let's see. Star people. Here we go, guys. Okay. And this is going to be my last one because this video is getting a little long. And this podcast is a little long. And I like to keep it at least under 40 minutes at the very most, I guess. Anyway, star people, universal knowledge. Star people are some of the oldest allies to the human nation. They guide and assist us through life and possess ancient wisdom that we can connect with. Sorry. They can often appear to us during dreams or meditations. That's that. Breath and mindfulness. This is also another way to connect. Okay. They can, there have been numerous encounters throughout history, many of which were documented by indigenous people with petroglyphs, storytelling, and creation stories. That's that elder. Okay. Their increased presence on Mother Earth reminds us that we are not alone in this universe, whether it be in a physical sense, in the mental realm, and even within the scope of spirituality. Their existence not only teaches us that in the same way that a drop of seawater is still a part of the ocean, humans are intrinsically connected to beings across the galaxy. Our unique experiences in life are a small reflection of the divine. And as you continue to nurture your own spiritual growth and evolutionary process, baby, your ability to connect to these beings will become more pronounced. This is exactly what I've been talking about, what Spirit's been talking about through me. They have been sharing universal wisdom and knowledge with humanity since the beginning of time. If you have drawn the Star People card today, its presence might coincide with a radical departure from some level of normalcy in your life. Perhaps you've noticed a shift away from certain circles of friends, activities you once enjoyed, or aspects of your personality that no longer resonate with you. You may feel particularly drawn to research connecting to beings from other worlds. Now is the time to call upon the Star People to help guide you with universal knowledge. Fuck it, we're here. Let's go ahead. We're going to run into air really quick and winter. So 19, air. And I'm just going to read the little beep part, okay? The little part, like if you have drawn. If you have drawn the air card today, it is a reminder to breathe. Just breathe. Consider practicing mindful breath work and meditation today. Focus on your breath and be aware of the prayers you say before you express them out loud. Remember, as you speak your words into existence, do so with unconditional love in your heart and without fear. Babe, this is exactly what I was talking about as far as praying for each other, turning to the person on your left, boo. Okay, winter, 24, elders. Oh, sorry. 1 second, bear with me. Okay, here we go. Again, just the blurb. If you have drawn the winter card, it is a reminder that there is no easy road in life. You might feel stuck right now, but know that it is just a part of living on Mother Earth. By facing those challenges, you can become stronger, wiser, and more mentally prepared for other obstacles that come your way. Just breathe. Wow. Remember that this too shall pass, that there are brighter days ahead, and there are so many things to look forward to and to experience. And that is a beautiful way to end this reading, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on this day. I know it's hard. I know that we have some shit to go through, but we are in this together, baby. So I will be praying for you. Don't even fucking fret. You already know I'm going to be praying for everybody, each and every one of us, okay? For clarity, for love, for joy. Remember that joy is resistance, and I will catch you on my next one. That'll be on my birthday, February 12th, baby. So I will see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.